Eric Ten Hag, the permanent manager of Manchester United, after the departure of Ralf Rangnick, the interim, and sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, has really held his second pre-match press conference as a manager of Manchester United in there for you. And he was down there in Melbourne, and that's where everything really took place in there for you in Melbourne, and had lots of things to say in there for you. He was an accompaniment. He was accompanied with Marcus Rashford into this presser. They really had lots of things to say about this game of Melbourne, about Liverpool, and very many others. The returnees, Harry Maguire, and very many other players in there for you that are really going to take part into this game of football. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends where you're watching us from. I go by the names of Rock and David. United Matters channel is the channel that you're really watching us on, and we're here to bring you the presser in there for you of a man who goes by names of Eric Ten Hag, the current manager of Manchester United. Therefore, smash the like button, comment and share. And by the way, yesterday night we really had a very exciting edition talking about De Jong's agent offering him to Manchester United in there for you, and very many other people in there for you. So just keep it this channel, because this is what we do on a daily, and you're not going to let you down. Subscribe, guys, and hit the notification bell. It will enable you get notified each and every time we schedule a video that is going to come on live. And recently, I really made a decision that it's better to come on live than do pre-records, because I get to interact more with you than how I do when you guys are not really when I'm just recording that for you. When the video is premiering, you guys have some questions you ask me, and I have no way to answer you. But when we're doing a live session, it's very easy for me to come in here and do the needful and really talk to you in there for you. So smash the like button, guys, and let's get into the presser as it started. It started by Eric Ten Hag was asked the importance of friendlies, and it said, it is pre-season, but you play to win. It's always important, but we also need to develop the team over pre-season. That's what I told you, that the game against Liverpool was so much crucial. What a kickstarter, what a jumper to the next level in there for you. If it's the ladder, they had laid it, and at least we were climbing on the first step. And thank God we never slid and fell off when we were really on our first step of the ladder. That's what I really saw. And that's why Eric Ten Hag has come out and told us that it's important. These friendlies are important, guys, because it helps you to know your team. They help you to know the mistakes. Because in training, everything might seem perfect. But when you come to the real test of the match, you get to know that, all right, we are lacking in such and such a position. This player needs to be doing this in there for you, because a match situation is different from a training situation in there for you. So that's what Eric Ten Hag really had to say, that friendlies are so much important in there for you, but we also need to win them. We don't need to lose them. That's what he really said. That's what I really liked about him, that the winning mentality is in him. Something concerning losses is not in his vocabulary. He's only talking wins. That's why he said it's pre-season, but you play to win. You get? You play to win. Even when you field your second fiddle side, you have to come in and win. That's what Eric Ten Hag really had to say in there for you. So let's get to him on facing Melbourne victory. That is tomorrow. He said, we are happy with that game because it is different opposition, and it's always good to play against a different culture. It will be a different approach from against Liverpool, Villa, and Palace. These were reported via the Manchester United Evening News in there for you. So it's really great to see that at least we played a hard side in the names of Liverpool. Now let's go and face Melbourne victory in Australia and see how United can go ahead and dominate the game. My own query is, our first team, almost, because the first team that he fielded in the game of Liverpool has the most number of players that we're going to feature into his squad, all his starting 11s next season. So my worry was, we couldn't dominate. It could be a second Liverpool side, because it had like 4 or 5 senior players: Alisson, Diaz, Henderson, who else? Joe Gomez. They had like 5 senior players in there for you, but we couldn't dominate them. So in a game of Melbourne, I expect to see United dominating this game, passing, doing things that Eric Ten Hag wants. That's what I really expect in this game of Melbourne. So that's why Eric Ten Hag has told us that it's going to be a different game altogether, because it's a different opposition. And I will go ahead and second him, because it's a different opposition, and we expect United to dominate play. We expect United to link the midfield to the attack very well. We expect United to express themselves more on the ball, because Melbourne victory is not like Liverpool. You get the pressure you have when you're playing Liverpool is different from really when you're playing Melbourne. I want to see players like Bruno Fernandes, Sancho, Rashford creating more chances for our number 9, Anton Martial. That's what I want to see. I want to see this ball moving. I saw that Ten Hag ball moving. We passed very well in the first half. That's even in the second half. There are brilliant moments of Zidane and Savage in the midfield. But we want to see those more and more and more against Melbourne. Let's pass them out of the park. That's what it's supposed to do. So let's see the approach that Erik Ten Hag is going to use. You never know, he might even change a system, because I know he might play with just one sitting midfielder, and he can really apply 3 attacking midfielders in there to see to it that he really attacks them. He can go with a 4-1-3-2. That's, by the way, in my head. I don't know. It's my head that Erik Ten Hag is going to go for a 4-1-3-2 with 4 defenders, 1 sitting CDM, or a single. He will go for a single pivot. Then he plays with a vast 3, I think, of Bruno Fernandes, Sancho, and a player who goes by the names of Danny Van Beek. That's what I really believe. Then I expect Anton Martial to lead the line with Marcus Rashford. That's what is in my mind. I don't know whether that's what he's going to do, but that's what is really in my mind. That's what I told you, that it's a different game, a different opposition, meaning we are going to have a different approach altogether in there for you. He went ahead to say that Melbourne are different, they're a good team, and it will be a good test. We are looking forward to it in there. It's going to be a real good test, because we want to see how this United side can transform their display against Liverpool and maintain the positives they had in that game, and then bring them to this game of Melbourne, and then go ahead and rectify the mistakes they had in the game of Liverpool, and then perfect them, or turn them into positives into this game of Melbourne. So we are going to see how United is going to be very much different to that game of Melbourne in there for you. So we can't wait for that game to come in through and get it done in there for you. That is United versus Melbourne in there for you. Then Harry Maguire was one of the players that really missed that game against Melbourne, against Liverpool, and he was out and he was injured. But the manager has really come out and told us that yes, he's available. He can play half a game. Not full 45 minutes in there for you. He's going to play half a game. But most of the players that really played the game of Liverpool are really going to come on the field of play, and they're really going to come on and play very well. So Harry Maguire returns. We expect him to captain that side of United, and I know he's really going to be partnered alongside Eric Bailly. That's what I know, because he needs a fast defender to be playing alongside him, because United plays a high line. And when you're playing a high line, you have to sacrifice Harry Maguire, and he has to make sure that he doesn't find himself into the last position, into the last man position of the central defense. No, it's supposed to be Eric Bailly, because Eric Bailly is really good and has a very good pace. So I think Erik Ten Hag is going to emphasize that on Harry Maguire a lot. And I know that's how you're really going to play him a lot this season. He's not going to be the last man. He's going to be in the 2 central defenders, but he can't be the last man because he's as slow as a snail in there. For it's much like Barton, guys. Ten Hag, on how he wants his team to play, he said, I want in every part of the team a proactive team, and that is important. I want the players to take initiative, to take in active in the defensive and offensive in there for you. So he's telling you that he wants players to be active when you are attacking and we are defending, meaning that we attack as a team, we defend as a team. When one of the units of the press really relaxes, we are dead. That means the press can easily be beaten. That's it. You know, a press is like a chain. You look at a chain of a motor bicycle, of a bicycle in there for you. When one of its components that makes it is off, that bicycle can't move, that motorcycle can't move. So that's the best way to come in and really explain you what a press is. That's a press. A perfect press has to be having all its units active. The moment one of the units is inactive, you are in for it, man. You are in for it, and your team will go ahead and be beaten. That's why you saw Liverpool, every time they really attacked us, they beat our press, and one of the units was not functioning. So he says he wants players to be inactive in the defensive and offensive in there for you. So in attack and in the defending, the manager wants to see these players really pressing, You saw Antoine Martial. The goal that he scored was all about pressing. Even when you look at all the goals we scored, there was a little bit of press in there for you. And I think if at all you can really take it to the next 60 minutes this time around, because I see these players were tired. And the manager said they couldn't really go ahead for the next 45 minutes. So that means they need to get used to this. We need to see them in the game of Crystal Palace or Aston Villa coming in, playing for good 80 minutes with that press in there for you, because substitutes can be coming in through, but we need to see them pressing this game of football in there for you. That is what Erik ten Hag had to say in there for you. Rashford was in the presser, and he said this on Facing Melbourne. He said, it's not often that we get the chance to play against teams from Australia. It is exciting for us, and we have to approach the game with the right mindset. All right, so to me, I really believe that this is a game that Rashford should come out and really uplift himself. Yes, that's it. He needs to come in and at least get a goal, because Rashford just needs to get a goal to settle in properly. Though I really have issues about his game, he's still selfish. And secondly, Rashford is suffering from what we call self-denial. You get? Rashford believes that he's like a Kylian Mbappe. He believes like he's like a Neymar, which is wrong. That's not what he is. That's not what he is. Rashford, you are not a Kylian Mbappe. You are not a Neymar. You are different from those players. But you should go ahead and improve your game and listen to what the manager is telling you, because you have one of the managers that can make you really be good in there for you. So I will believe that we are really on to go in there for you. If at all Rashford really goes ahead with the right mindset and really listens to what the manager is telling him, he's really going to be a very good player in there for you. So thank you, Pogba, for really tuning in. Thank you. Good morning, Pogba. Thank you for being in here as we are really doing this in there for you. Then, more from Marcus Rashford on Facing Melbourne. He said, we spoke a little bit about it before it was going to be a massive opportunity for us. Also performing in front of fans that we don't get the chance to during the season is exciting for us. So that's it, because the main reason for this tour United is doing is to go on and really get more fans or get these players close to their fans. That's why they are lessly in Europe, because in Europe most of the fans really get a chance to see them, but they don't get a chance to see them, especially people at a side like Australia in there for you, very much down in there for you. Then Ten Hag on the youths, this is what he said. I said before already that I think Manchester United has huge potential and good players. We have experienced players and a lot of young guys with potential, so we have to work very hard. Manchester United are famous about it. That's what Ten Hag really had to say about United and the youth. Obviously, they have to work hard to get to the system, but when you look at people like Charlie Savage, Zidane Iqbal, which other? James Garner, Hannibal, I really believe that we are having a future. There is Layard. We're having a future in those guys in there for you. That's what I really believe in those guys, that we are really having a very good future in them. So 100% believe in them, and I know everything is going to go on as planned in there by the manager, who goes by names of Erik ten Hag. Marcus Rashford is an example of it. We need to work hard with the academy. That's what he really said, that people like Marcus Rashford are the products of the academy, are some of the products coming in for the Manchester United academy in there for you. So those young talents like the Zidane Iqbal, the Charlie Savages, the Hannibals, the Garnachos, they need to see, or they need to watch over Marcus Rashford and know that we can also make it to the senior team. Obviously, a longer breakthrough last season. You saw him very well, playing close to 20 games under the Rangnick era. And now let's wait and see who is that young kid on the block that is going to come in and really hit the ground running under Erik ten Hag. To me, I'm really seeing Zidane and Charlie Savage, because that midfield is so much sensitive. But if at all they came in through and they really played against people like Fabinho, there is a talent in those two guys. They are really going to have a very fantastic combination in that midfield. They played a midfield pivot alongside the strongest Liverpool side. You get? They are playing alongside the strongest Liverpool side, and whenever they got the ball, they were so much confident. You get? Things that Savage and Zidane were doing in the midfield, Scott McTominay, for the years has played football, has never done them. The best output of Scott McTominay is physicality and his work rate. But in the modern game, all those matter when you really have what it takes to play that position. So Scott McTominay doesn't have what it takes to play into a double midfield pivot, because Football has changed. You need to be talented. You need to be getting hold of that ball. You need to be confident. You need to be doing those forward passes in there for you, something that Scott McTominay can't do. To me, I will believe that when you bring in a CDM, Scott McTominay is going to be a bench player for Manchester United. It might hurt you. It might really pinch you like a thorn. You might feel it like a thorn in your flesh, but you have nothing to do. That's the fact there for you. He is really not going to be playing into this team of United when we really get in a CDM. Rashford on preseason so far, he's said for me, it's a fresh start and something that I'm looking forward to. We have worked hard in the first 2 weeks of training, and we are a lot fitter than last season in there for you. So obviously we knew that this is going to happen, and they're going to say it's everywhere, because when you look at how things are really done, when you look at how things are really going on at Manchester United, you know that these players were unfit. Rangnick came here and told them that you're going to play a pressing game. In the game against Crystal Palace, they only pressed for 60 minutes, and their engines were really off. They had run out of steam. They were naked. Have you ever played FIFA? Each and every time a player is tired, there is a way they show you that he's tired. You get? So their energy levels dropped. And for that showed they are unfit, and they said, all right, you're not going to play with the gang pressing there for you. So they really had to go on and really betray the interim manager. So what brought all about that? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the problem. They never had a perfect training session, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was an amateur at building intensity in the preseason. But Erik ten Hag knows what it means and what you have to do to build intensity during the preseason. This is what he's working on. He wants these players to have intensity that is going to enable them match that of Liverpool, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal and Spurs, because those are the teams that we are going to look at and rival with in this season. And if at all we really master this pressing very well, I know top 4 is guaranteed, and you're going to put up a title race chess. If at all bring in the players that Erik ten Hag wants. Martinez is just like a moment away from a here we go from Fabrizio Romano, because as things stand, Edwin van der Sar gave us green light. Remember, he's the technical director of Ajax. He gave us green light. He said, let's go on and get the things done in there for you. Go to Manchester United. I have no problem with that. 55 million euros, then the deal is going to be done in there for you. So when we get in the players that we want, I know everything is going to go on as planned, and we can put up a title chase in there for you. That is what I'm really thinking in there for you. So Rashford, on his confidence after last week's struggles, he said, I think for me, it's a lot easier to make mistakes in a team that is winning, like in the team last game against Liverpool. The result allowed me to address my mistakes in there for you. So that's good in there for you, for a man who goes by the names of Rashford, coming out and telling us that in a game like that of Liverpool, when you win, at least your mistakes are covered. But when you lose, everyone is going to be looking at you. You get like the game of Liverpool we played in the Premier League. You saw when they brought him off, when they brought him in as a substitute with Jesse Lingard, never did they show that they are playing for the shirt of United. They never showed that. So that's what people are really complaining about them, and I know they are really going to come in through and really address their issues, as Rashford has gone ahead to promise us in that. He said, we are all sportsmen and we have to try our best to win the game. It is a big club that we play for, and we expected to win, as we should do. The first game of the season is the first opportunity that we have in there for you. So that means he's talking about Brighton, and they're supposed to prepare for Brighton, and they have to prepare for the first game of the season to come in here and really get the people into where they want. He said, we have to do what we can in preseason in order to give everything in the first game against Brighton in there for you. Obviously, we are eyeing towards that game. 7th August mark that date. Debut of Erik ten Hag in the Premier League. He's going to be at Old Trafford, and you're going to wait and see how we are going really to feature in that team that United is going to come out and really flaunt in there for you. So guys, that's what we had from the press conference in there for you. But I'm having some people in here in the comment section coming in and talking to me, and I really want to go ahead and reply to what they're really talking to me in there for you. I'm having any news about the transfer. Our next live stream is going to be about transfers, getting about it. I'm really going to come in here and really let you know about everything that you guys will need to know about transfers. Then I'm having Man United news. Dan, he said, apart from Freddie and McTominay. Those young lads can't man the midfield for the rest of the season. We need to sign established midfielders. Zidane and Savage played against a much substituted side. All right, I'm not saying that Zidane and Savage are really ready to take us through the season. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Zidane and Savage are better than Scott McTominay. I'm saying, I've been an advocate of this for a very long time, that United needs in a CDM. You get a CDM in the names of Paredes, Sangare, Ruben Neves, Yuri Tielemans in there for you. Then we need in a... All right. Internet was a problem in there for you, but I know we are back. Even yesterday, I told you guys that these guys, Zidane and Savage, they are not supposed to be those players that we are looking at to be pivotal in the season. No, I cannot start them in any Premier League game. Do you know what I'm going to do if I told our Everton Hag? When United gets like a team like Brighton and you're leading like 3-0, I can bring in Savage or Zidane in the last 15 minutes of the game alongside a certified player like De Jong in the midfield, because I know he can really give them what to do. He can really give them guidance. You get? So they are not really ready to play, but they are better than Scott McTominay. So if at all Zidane and Savage are better than Scott McTominay, that means that we should get in a player who is going to be a clear starter in there for you, such that McTominay goes back to the bench in there for you. Pogba says Tommy is good. Yeah, he's good, but not good for United. He might be good for the United bench, but not good for the United that's going to come in and start every game in there for you. That's what I'm telling you. He's good, but not good as a starter. Not good as a first teamer at Manchester United. You get? Look at the teams they're competing with. Look at Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and Spurs. Teams like Leicester City have a midfield that is stronger than that of Manchester United. They're having Tielemans. They're having Wilfred Ndidi. Statistically, Wilfred Ndidi is the best CDM in the Premier League. They're having Soumare. You get? Look at which other team? Look at Brighton. They had Yefis Besuma, who left for Aston Villa. They have Mwempu and they have Caicedo. Even right now, their midfield with Caicedo and Mwempu is better than that of Manchester United. That's it. So we need to get players that are better than Scott McTominay, who are really going to go ahead and match the levels of players like Jorginho, Pedri, Calvin Phillips, Thomas Partey, Jorginho, N'Golo Kante. You get? Fabinho. Those are kind of players that we need at Manchester United, who are really going to come in and match the levels of these players in the teams you're really competing with. There is no way you're going to go head-to-head with Man City when your midfield is really down, because games are really lost and won in the engine room. That is the midfield. So we need to get in the heartbeat of that midfield, De Jong and the CDM. You get? So I've now brought my point out in there for you. Transfer about Martinez. I know you want about the transfer about Martinez, but all I know is that this deal is going to happen. It has been really given a go-ahead by Edwin van der Sar, and the United officials are back. They came back in the night to talk to the board to really get in the money, to get in the player. So that deal is going to get done. Don't even worry about it. I'm just focusing so much onto the De Jong deal. That's what I'm so much focused onto, that, because everything is really going to get done in there for you. So personal terms have been agreed in there for you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. United has reached personal terms with Barcelona for Frankie de Jong. This is a breaking story that everyone would like to watch, and I know everything is going to go on as planned there for you. So Fabrice has just broken it, but I'm in here to go on and really give you the needful for you. There is Musa Moltini says hi. Then Friday Swalit says Zidane is class. I agree with you, bruh. Yeah, he's class, but he really needs to come in when United has already won. You can't really bring him in when we really need a result. That's it. So that's what we should do for him. Then I love you, man. You all right? Thank you. I need caps. Okay, yeah, we need caps, and caps are going to come, guys. Pogba, be 100% sure that caps are going to come in through under this era of Erik ten Hag, because if he gets De Jong, he gets Martinez, They get him a CDM, they get him a center forward, and an Anthony. Trust me, we are going to compete. We are going to compete because for the previous seasons, we've been participating. That's it. We've been participating for the previous seasons, but when you bring in a player who goes by the names of De Jong, you bring in a CDM, you just know that everything is going to be okay in the midfield. You get? So 100% believe that. What we have to do is to back the manager, because all we know is that our manager is 100% good in there for you. So let's wait and see what happens in there for you, because there is something I really want to read for you in here for you. There is something I really want to read concerning something you said about Sancho. All right. He had something to say about Sancho, that is the manager of Manchester United. This is what he said about Sancho. He said, I was really happy to see our wide options. As you saw against Liverpool, we had a good treat to the right side as well as the left. We want to develop over two sides, also in the middle. So he was so much impressed with how these players really played, especially Rashford and Sancho. But to me, Sancho stood out in there for you. But Rashford needs to get out that selfish mentality whenever he's having the ball from him. Yeah, he needs to really become a real guy in there for you. So I'm 100% sure we are really waiting for him to see these guys play well against the next game. Because it was the first game of the preseason, we expect lots of things from Sancho. Because I want to see Sancho like the one I saw at Borussia Dortmund. You get? I want him to be at that level. Because when you're having that Sancho, obviously, you will be assured of goals and assists. That is Sancho for you. And the system of play we are going to use to play against these teams in the Premier League, it will favor Sancho and get him to the level that we want him to be in there for you. So that is what Eric Ten Hag had to say about the forwards. Then there is something said about Danny Van Beek. Danny Van Beek. All right. This is what he said about Danny Van Beek, because I had even forgotten it. Oh my God, thank you for reminding me. Mr. Holy Spirit, thank you for redoing this for me. He said, Danny Van Beek can do both, play deep and high. I know that from the past, his best position is in the box of the opponent and playing just behind the striker. He has a really good smell for being in the right position in there for you. So he's saying that Danny Van Beek is good playing as a deep-lying midfielder and as that player that plays behind the center forward. But he says he's so much better when he's playing behind the striker. You remember those days of Ajax, De Jong was playing behind him. So I think he knows it, that Danny Van Beek really gets you the best when he's playing as a central attacking midfielder. So I know Eric Ten Hag will really go ahead and really get us the best out of this guy, because he's really good and great, and I really love the way he plays in there for you. So guys, thank you for watching in. Smash the like button in there for you, and I'm having some people talking to me to the live chat. Can I really attend to them? Then there is Man U news says, how about personal terms for Frank De Jong? When we expect it to be done? Guys, one thing I've known about these deals is that things concerning the personal terms, I know everything is okay. Everything is okay. The problem as to why De Jong doesn't want to go ahead and really say that everything is okay is simple. That they won't get him his money. He won't come out and say he wants to leave Barcelona. But the fact is, he wants to leave Barcelona. And there is something I've always told you, but people have not yet given it an eye or an ear. And I've not seen anyone come out and really say it into the mainstream media. But the fact is, Xavi doesn't have De Jong in his plans, especially when it comes to the starting 11 of Barcelona next season. The starting 11 of Barcelona next season is going to be Azpilicueta right, Jordi Alba on the left, Gerard Pique in the middle, maybe Jules Koundé. Now, the midfield three, where De Jong has been playing, this is what Xavi has in his mind. He's thinking of Busquets, Bernardo Silva, and Pedri. So he doesn't have him anywhere in the plans of starting at Barcelona. If he's staying, he's going to be a bench player. And now, Barcelona look at it and ask themselves, why do we come in here to pay a bench player £350,000 a week? You get? Yet we're having options that can come into that can come into that position and play better, or like him. They have people like Frank Kessie. You get? They have people like Frank Kessie. They have Gavi. They have Nicole. You get? So there is a guy they got from, is it Sporting something? And there is someone they're getting him from, is it Barcelona? So they see it as a waste. So that's why they're really selling him off and it's really going to go off in the face. Thank you guys for watching again. Thank you, Pogba. Thank you, Man United News Dan. Thank you. Thank you, Musa Moltini. Thank you, Friday Waltz in the for you. And that's what we had for you for the presser of Eric Ten Hag. And I will believe that we're really going to have a very better time with you in the next future because I'm coming back. I'm going to show you a video strictly talking transfers. 1.5 hours of a stream in there for you. I'm out for now. See you later and thank you for watching. And I'm returning with the transfer bit of the news, but I know by the time I come in here, here we go would have really been done by Fabrizio Romano on either Frankie de Jong or Lisandro.